Imagine waking up to find out you're banned from the United States and you're from Bhutan, a country most Americans couldn't find on a map. So what's happening with the travel ban? President Trump is proposing a new round of travel bans affecting multiple countries. These bans aren't just hypothetical. Some nations are getting outright blacklisted from entering the US altogether. Others have been given a 60-day grace period to clean up their security concerns before facing restrictions. But one of the biggest surprises, Bhutan made the list of nations banned outright, despite its reputation as one of the most peaceful countries in the world. The official reason, although it's really not clear, is Bhutan's visa overstay rate, which some claim is as high as 32%. The US government has long tracked visa overstay rates, basically how many people enter the country legally but don't leave when their visa expires. If a country's rate is too high, it's seen as a security or immigration risk. But some skeptics aren't buying this as the only reason. Many argue that Bhutan's inclusion on the list is to make the ban seem less about religion. Why? Because almost every other country facing a travel ban is a Muslim majority nation. Adding Bhutan, a small, predominantly Buddhist and Hindu country, might be a way to create political cover. This is not confirmed, and whatever the real reason, Bhutanese citizens are now cut off from traveling to the United States, and many, including Bhutanese Americans, are left wondering why their tiny, peaceful nation ended up in the crossfire. So let's dive into a quick history of Bhutan, the land of happiness. What exactly is Bhutan? And why does this small nation matter? Bhutan is a landlocked country tucked between two global superpowers, India and China. But unlike its massive neighbors, Bhutan has a very different approach to modernization. For starters, Bhutan literally banned television and the internet until 1999. Yes, 1999, the same year The Matrix was released. Britney Spears was topping the charts and people were freaking out about Y2K. While most of the world was already deep into the digital age, Bhutan was just dipping its toes in. But that's not the only unique thing about Bhutan. Unlike most nations that measure success with GDP, gross domestic product, Bhutan focuses on GNH, gross national happiness. It's one of the few countries that officially prioritize well-being, cultural preservation, and environmental conservation over pure economic growth. Bhutan is also known for being incredibly eco-friendly. The country is carbon negative, meaning it absorbs more carbon dioxide than it produces. Meanwhile, most of the world's major powers struggle to just lower their emissions. But while Bhutan sounds like an idyllic paradise, it hasn't been without its share of conflicts. The country has had border tensions with China, and in the late 20th century, it expelled tens of thousands of ethnic Nepali Bhutanese, leading to a refugee crisis. Even with these challenges, Bhutan has been largely peaceful and remains one of the most unique places on Earth. So then why are young Bhutanese fleeing? If Bhutan is so peaceful, environmentally conscious, and obsessed with happiness, why are young people leaving in droves? Well, happiness doesn't always pay the bills. The country's economy is still small, and job opportunities, especially for young people, are very limited. The average salary is just 150 United States dollars a month. The career options are often restricted to government jobs, agriculture, or tourism. That's why many Bhutanese, especially those under 30, are looking elsewhere. Australia, India, and the US have become popular destinations, with higher salaries and more career prospects. And here's the thing, this mass emigration might actually be a factor in why Bhutan ended up on the US travel ban list. If a large percentage of Bhutanese visa holders are overstaying, it could explain why the US is cracking down. But even then, plenty of other countries have similar or worse overstay rates, and they weren't banned. So why Bhutan? That brings us to our next section. Is this ban justified? Let's break this down. Security risk? Bhutan is not known for crime or terrorism. In fact, it's one of the safest countries in the world. Overstay rates? High, but not uniquely high compared to other nations. Political optics? Some argue Bhutan was included to make the ban appear more diverse. Regardless of the real reason, the ban is a major disruption for Bhutanese Americans and those with ties to the country. Many students, professionals, and families are now left in limbo. On a broader level, travel bans like this one raise the ongoing debate about whether these policies are truly about national security or just political theater. After all, banning people from a nation that literally prioritizes happiness seems like an ironic move. So what do you think? Travel bans. Are they necessary security or political theater? Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe so we can keep making history make sense. I'll see you next time on Hurried History, and thank you for being my Hurried historians.